or online at shop.tcm.com.
This movie is excellent on every level possible.
This is a beautiful movie with great performances in it.
Images from this film stay in my mind.
I think it's just almost like a perfect movie.
It is definitely an essential.
Witness for the Prosecution, 1957. You can't do better than the assets of this film. Agatha Christie, Billy Wilder, Marlene Dietrich, Charles Laughton.
This is such a great suspense thriller. If you didn't know better, you would think it's Hitchcock, and yet it's Billy Wilder.
I think this is the best courtroom drama ever done on film.
You told them that he was at home with you at 25 minutes past 9, and now you say that that was a lie.
Yes, a lie.
And when you said that he had accidentally cut his wrist, again you lied.
Yes.
And now today you've told us a new story entirely. The question is, Frau Helm, were you lying then? Are you lying now? Or are you not, in fact, a chronic and habitual liar?
I have to say I'm a sucker for courtroom dramas.
Yes.
I love courtroom stories.
Well, this is the best one,
This is the best one ever. And I'm a sucker for Charles Laughton.
Yes.
I thought he was just out of this world.
Well, I think he's the best English-speaking actor ever to be on film.
Yes.
I don't think there was anybody better than him.
Yes.
And his diversity and his power and what he brought to the screen. I think he was it.
So let's also talk about the assets that this film has.
Yes.
You got a story by Agatha Christie, got direction by Billy Wilder, a script co-written by Billy Wilder. You got Charles Laughton, you've got Marlene Dietrich, never better.
Damn you! Leave her alone.
You got Tyrone Power.
Elsa Lanchester?
Yes, indeed. It's very exciting to watch.
Yes.
You and the rich, lonely widow all alone in that lonely house with a gramophone blaring the Mikado. Perhaps you turned up the volume to drown out her cries.
No, when I left her, she was alive.
When the housekeeper came back, she was dead.
When did you discover this film? Early on?
I did discover it early on. I think I mentioned to you that my mother, whose name at the time was Margaret Field, was under contract to Paramount, and she had the great fortune to study acting with Charles Laughton. And she was in a company of his players called Laughton Players that put on performances of Chekhov and Ibsen in a little theater in Hollywood. So I think she was always steering me to look at her mentor, you know, from the time I was a little girl, and she would call me in, quick, come look, you know, there he is. And so we would sit down and watch, you know, Witness for the Prosecution.
One reason those people were so good is they always worked. You know, I remember Charles Laughton when he wasn't making films so much. When I was in college at the University of Washington, you know, he came around reading from the Bible, and it just packed the house. You know,
Wow, he came around reading from the Bible?
He did, and it was mesmerizing. And then Elsa Lanchester,
Yes.
you know, for years was at a little theater on La Cienega in Los Angeles called the Turnabout Theater, where she performed every night.
Actors have to act. I mean, it's the only way they get better, and they, you know, evolve in their own process. And too much of the motion picture business for actors is that you're sitting and waiting for the next project, and you have to get somewhere and do what it is you do.
And
somewhere.
when you are hired, you go for a day or two.
Yeah.
If you're Elsa Lanchester.
Yeah.
You know, she's not playing a lead usually.
Yeah.
So yeah, they don't get a lot of experience that way.
So you have to go do what she was doing. Heck, I may do that. What if that theater's still there?
The Turnabout? Yes, it's still there, actually. It's got a different name now, but it might have room for you. Yes, indeed. Put your act together. I want to see that. And I want you to see you do some of the Fred and Ginger routines.
Oh, yeah, I'd be particularly good with that.
Well, you can practice.
Yeah, well, I don't think that's going to happen.
I think that one of the things I love about this movie, too, is I know the story so well now, but I forget how it gets there sometimes.
Yeah.
And to watch these various pieces go into it, and it's very suspenseful.
It's very suspenseful.
You know, when Agatha Christie, you know, she's got really can turn a plot point wonderfully, and she has you kind of on the edge of your seat.
You know, if you didn't know better, you would think this is Hitchcock, and yet it's not.
Right.
It's Billy Wilder.
So we have more to talk about after it, the big surprise of the movie and all that kind of stuff. So let's have a look at it. Here, a suspenseful courtroom drama co-written and directed by Billy Wilder. Doesn't get any better than that. From 1957, Witness for the Prosecution.